Hello, crafty friends. This is the Papered Chef here. In today's tutorial, you're going to create this sympathy card, and we're going to watercolor this box using some Night of Navy. Okay, so welcome to part 3. This is part 3 of our By the Bay workshop series, where I focus on the By the Bay bundle. By the Bay suite, I should say. We're going to use the Seaside bundle, which is part of the By the Bay suite. The suites in Stampin' Up! Are always named after the designer series paper. So I sometimes call this my By the Bay workshop, but it's really Seaside Bay. We are going to be using the stamp set and the dies, and I'm going to show you which dies. It's a cling stamp set. Let me get this out from under here. So here's the stamp set. We're going to create a sympathy card. We're going to use this sentiment. We've already used thank you. We've already used pearl. We'll probably use this almost every video, because it's super adorable to do this stamp here because of this really cute die that makes this 3-dimensional pearl inside a clam. It's so cute. Okay, so we're going to use this paper. We're going to use the pearls. We're going to use the balmy blue ribbon, pretty much all the products in the suite. It's part of, if you don't have this catalog, it's part of the January to April catalog. Please request one. Use my contact form in this video. In the description of this video. All right, so now the dies. And we're going to use petal pink cardstock. So let me put that petal piece over there. The dies, I had them out. They're down here. These are the dies we're going to use. So you can pull out these certain dies we're going to, because I thought, we'll just use seashells. It's nice decorating for sympathy. We don't want to make it too flashy, but we also want to make it elegant, like you care, and also want to make somebody feel special, right? Especially if they're going through a hard time, like in the case of a sympathy card. All right, so let's start out with the Simply Scored. Get out your petal pink. If you purchased my workshop kit, if you're in the U.S., you purchased my workshop kit, you were given a piece of petal pink cardstock. Why petal pink? It's one of the coordinating colors in the suite. You're going to go ahead and turn, the paper has a landscape orientation and a portrait orientation. It's 8.5 by 11. Go ahead and turn it so that it's in the portrait orientation, so that it's 8.5 across. 8.5 across. And go to 4 1/4 and just go down like this, 4 1/4 and score. Why do we do that? We do that so that we can create 2 cards at once. Then you're going to turn the paper into the landscape orientation, and you're going to go up to 5 1/2, and you're going to make an A2 card that's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Go ahead and cut that. Now you have 2 cards with 1 piece of cardstock. Keep the trimmer out. We're going to need it in a moment. Get out your spatula and take your paper. And now when you score down, you're going to have a valley. You're scoring downwards into a valley. And then you're going to flip it over, and that's the mountain. Okay? I just completed a new card making course on gatefold cards. If you want to know step-by-step card making techniques and lots of tips and tricks, you can take that course on Udemy and Skillshare and many other platforms. I will do a launch video as soon as the course is approved. It has to get approved, and the videos have to get approved by course reviewers. So it's launched. I've finished developing it, but it's not out yet. Okay, so what you're going to do next is use a free product from our celebration. It's part of your kit. So everybody has this in their kit. I'm going to show you where you get it. It's a free item that you get when you spend $100 at my store, called the Dandy Designs paper. So let me go ahead and take out our catalog once more and show you about something that you need to check if you're going to be using different products together. So what you want to do is when you get your designer series papers, so in this case, I have this paper, the By the Bay paper, and we'll be using that for these beautiful little layers here. I call this my designer series paper card. I use this format a lot, this style of card, where you put little panels of designer series paper onto another panel of cardstock or paper. So look at this. When you look at this here, you'll see that one of the coordinating colors is Coastal Cabana. And when you go to the Dandy Designs, it also has Coastal Cabana as one of the coordinating colors. So what you want to do is take out this free paper. It's a pack of 48. And yours is already cut in 6x6 sheets. I'm just going to flip through it real quick. See, aren't these patterns cute? I just used these on one of my swaps. And on my other swap, I disappeared for a few days. I made 48 cards. I was showing those in my course, in my card making workshop. Actually, I'll show both styles. Anywho, this is the paper we're going to use. It's Coastal Cabana. So let me go ahead and put that in the light. See, there's little tiny hexagons in it. You're not going to actually see the hexagons. Yvonne is saying this is one of her favorite papers. The reason it's my favorite is not for the reason you think. It's not about the colors, because I'm not into like the subtle colors as much. It's for the pack of 48. I love having packs of 48 paper because I used almost a whole, I think I used 3 sets of 12. First I did when I was doing my swaps, I did flowers and more. And then I'm just going to turn this around, a little bent on the other corner. I'm going to go ahead and go out to 5 1/4. I'm going to cut this 5 1/4 by 4. Anyway, I did 12 sheets, and then I decided to decorate the inside of my card, so 12 more sheets. And then I needed belly bands, so next thing you know, I needed 12 more sheets. So out of the pack of 48, I didn't completely use 36 sheets, but I was close. I used more than 24 and less than 36. I mean, that's how many I used just for one set of card swaps. I thought I cut them at 4, but this one's a little bit longer than 4. This one's a smidgen. I don't know how that happened, but it's 4 by 5 1/4. The paper was 12 inches, so it should have done 3. It should have done 4, 4, and 4 evenly, but hey, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I had a smidgen left over. So you have these little pieces. Next thing you want to do is take your designer series paper. Oh, keep out your trimmer. And you're going to make these. Now let's just think about this in logical way. Since this is 4 inches high, we want this to be a 1/4 inch smaller, so this is 3.75. I didn't want the same gap. I had a 1/4 inch around the edges, but I didn't want the same gap between these two. So I made that 1 5/8. So what I'm going to do is you're going to take this paper. I'll show you the backs of these. So you're going to take papers like this. So you see the back is this piece. The back of this one is, you're going to use both sides of this one. And I've already cut some. So let's grab some extras that I've already cut. I don't know if I cut them the right length yet. And you can use this. I thought this one would be really cute to use as well because it has this, but it also has like this shiny. And I love this shiny piece. So let's just go ahead and cut some. So we're going to go, I think this one's already what we need. And I'll write this on let's see, 1 5/8, 1 1/2, 5/8. Okay, so we have 3 3/4. And you want to make sure that the 3 3/4, okay, this one's already cut to the height. 3 3/4 is done first, and then you can turn it that way. It depends on how you want your patterns to go, but I like these little swirls of gold throughout my paper. So 1 5/8. This is cut in split in 1/16 of an inch. So there's 1 inch, 1 1/2 inch. 1 1/2 inch is 4/8, right? 4 out of 8. And so we're going to go 2 little smidgens over is 1 5/8. So just go ahead and make yourself a bunch of these little pieces. So you can make your panels. You could do something like this, would look nice. And then if I have some that go this way, see, this one has a little bit, see, I'll still use it, 1.5/8. Actually, wait, might not need to use, I don't need to make that many of these cards. So let's do a couple cards. 1 5/8. Let's see what this one is. 1 5/8. I think I'm going to do one with mussels. Pulling mussels from a shell. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe I will use, not that side. I'm just going to look at this for a second. I'll just see. All right. I'm thinking since I have 5 pieces, I may as well have 6 pieces. But then I don't really know if I want to use that piece because I'm just thinking it's not in the right orientation for me. So I'm just grabbing some other things from, ooh la la, we got some more of this one. Oh, that one here. This one. That's what I'm going to do. This one will be nice. And that one I want to save for my background because we're going to do something where you look out the door and you go out and it's like through the door. And then that's the outside scene. One of my team members did a card like that with that door welcoming, warm welcome. Okay, this one's crooked on one side, so we have to cut it on this side. 1 5/8. All right. It's not crooked, it's just the one side strip. 3 3/4. That side's flat. All right, if you did it all right, then all your little panels should be the same height. Now you want to take some rolling adhesive, and you're going to go ahead and adhere these panels. Just lay them out first. So let's see how we're going to do. Something like that with maybe some muscles in the middle. And then we'll do one with this little piece, something like this. Okay, and then if you want, like, see how that, I like how the swirls are that way, but if you want the swirls to go the other way, I like them that way. I like the swirls that way. Yeah. Yeah, liking it. What do you guys think? Now you're going to take, well, you can either use glue. For this one, sometimes they use glue. It's a little bit more forgiving with these panels because if you don't get them in the right spot, they slide a little bit if you use a little glue. But when you use rolling adhesive, you can't slide them at all. So you just want a 1/4 inch on the edge of this first piece. I just do the 2 outside pieces and then the inside piece just goes where it goes, right? So you put that there. It's not going to have exactly the 1/4 inch between the 2 inside pieces, but this one will just go where it goes. And of course, this side's pretty too, but nothing's as cool as having foil, right? I love foil. I love foiled paper. All right, and that's the reason I use liquid because, see, you could tell if something's crooked in the middle one if it doesn't sit just quite right. And you could still slide the right one if it's not down there too tight. Well, that one dried quickly. That one's not sliding. But it's all good. It's sliding more than it would have if you didn't use liquid glue, I'll tell you that. Look at that one, just slid right out of place. And you better get it quickly because the stuff dries like concrete once it's on there. Okay. See how you can wiggle them a little bit with glue, but you can't do that if I would use Seal Plus. And now I'm wiggling it some more to get that same little space between the two. And of course, I'm looking through the camera, so hopefully that looks better to you. I'm at a little bit of an angle. Oh, yeah. Use up those scraps. Time to order another pack of this paper because I'm down. I want to make sure I can finish this workshop series. I hardly have any of this paper left because I put it all in my designer series paper share recently. That's over, but I will offer a little in the next kit, which is going to be epic. It's based on the Easter Bunny bundle with the Easter Bunny punch. It's going to be epic. There's going to be fun surprise in there. Lots of surprises in there. And in that one, I will offer some designer series paper samplers. I can't offer the whole share again because I don't have all the paper I use for the share, but I will offer like mystery craft surprises and some designer series paper samplers. All right, so now that's all we need the regular glue for it. I'd rather use on my petal pink. Oh, celebration only goes on, by the way, till February 24th, unlike the catalog that goes on till the end of April, beginning of May. Anywho, back to this. So if you do want that paper, definitely get it. With your next order of $100, you'll get that paper for free. The Dandy Designs, that is, not the Seaside, not by the bay. The Dandy Designs. Oops! Don't seal that yet, guys. Don't seal that yet. We need ribbons. We need ribbons on these, but you can go ahead and put the seal on there. So go ahead and get your ribbons. We're going to get some balmy blue, and we're going to use some glittered organdy. It is a little bent only because of the way that it was for, just looking for the little, here we go. Like the way we wrapped it in the kit, it's a little bent, but it has wiring in it, so it's pretty cool. So you're going to put that on the top. So if that's the top, not the top meaning the top part of the card. Okay, let's put this up. So you can get those little wrinkles out of what I'm saying. Just by pulling on it a little bit because it has some little bit of wire in it. All right. Something like that. Okay. And then you can put a little piece of balmy blue under it. I think it was under. We'll see. Look at my sample, but it doesn't matter. We'll try it. We can try it both ways. I just like to put something behind my sentiments. So let's look at my sample. I put the balmy blue on top. The balmy blue is a nice flat ribbon. So I'm just putting a piece on top of the glittered organdy. Oh, and for this one, I did put a little bit of rolling adhesive behind there, just to help hold the ribbon down. I don't put adhesive under the ribbon, everywhere, just where I'm going to put the sentiments, because you're going to hide that adhesive. All right. Goody, goody. I need a little bit of adhesive over that one. Shouldn't have put so little. All right, so now I can put that on my card. So put the ribbon on first. We'll do stamping and die cutting and embossing a little bit later. Okay, so that's good. And then lift that up. There's a little bit, push it up. All right. So your sentiment's going to go over there. Now, if you have dies, go ahead and get out my dies are all mixed together right now. We're going to use is it that one or is it this one? Let's see. I think we can probably use that one. That one's from I might have used a stitch rectangle, but I think I used this one. Let's look. I did use, this one looks like it's from Stylish Shaped Dies. Or it could be a stitch rectangle. I don't know. I have to look at the code. But you got these in your kit too. I gave you some shapes that we'll stamp onto. All right. And now let's go ahead and finish this side. I think I want that to go like that. So that's the top. So we're going to put a little piece of glittered organdy ribbon on there. This time I'll put the glittered organdy on top and I'll put the balmy blue on the bottom because I think we'll see how that looks. Every card is always uniquely different anyhow when you make cards. I really am not putting enough. Let's say I could put that in there. All right, so that one's on top. Now we'll put this one on the bottom. And I'll put the balmy blue facing down because before I put balmy blue facing up when it's facing down there. So we'll just when I say balmy blue, this is an ombre ribbon. This ribbon, so it's like there's white and blue in it. All right. I just like to, whenever I put ribbons on, I like to put a little bit of adhesive right over the top of the ribbon too, so that doesn't slip. All right, and I should have put a little bit of adhesive under there. So let's go ahead and do that. There, just because it helps hold it there. And we're off to the races. We're gonna put that there. Petal pink. All right, time to stamp, die cut, and watercolor. Let's put these. I'm just getting rid of that extra petal pink. And I'm going to move these out of the way, except for the die. Okay, what could we do? Where could we put some stuff? Let's try to see if we can make some. That was my die cutting machine, by the way. Put those dies up there. What I'm going to do is make some room for my die cutting platform. Put that up there. Die cutting sandwich. All right, the reason I want to watercolor now is because it might take a few minutes for the little box to dry. So I'm going to stop doing the card making and just do some little bit of watercoloring on the box. So that way we want to fold it, we can fold it when it's dry. So watercoloring is very simple. I'm just going to use some Night of Navy and what's called the aqua painters. I was going to paint with this petal pink too, but instead I ended up using, I did end up painting some of the shells. I'll show you that. But really for the box, it was really cool just to use Night of Navy. I had other colors, but you know, Night of Navy ended up giving me like this really cool effect of some purplish, right? You can make it look purple. You can make it look dark and wavy. I just liked the way it looked, all different kinds of blue, just from one color of blue, because I added water and it spread it around. So what you do for this one is just grab yourself a stamping block. I actually use some extra ink too, but I've already re-inked my inker. But you can just put some inker right on there, or you can just dip into your stamping pad, which I'm going to do. And you're going to take out the little boxes. By the way, I just checked minutes before this video, and these are still on clearance. So if you haven't put these in your cart yet, hello, what are you waiting for? They're called Sweet Little Boxes. They're on clearance, 157628. Retired item, but I gave everybody in their kit one of these, and I plan on putting them in the Easter Bunny kit, and I'll probably put them in the kit after that, which is Playing in the Rain, because I always like to decorate these for all my workshops. These are something else, but we're making lots of treats in the Easter Bunny kit. I'm just going to move that up so it doesn't get splashed on. So we're going to I'm going to open up this Night of Navy. You saw how I did that, hopefully, and you're just going to get some ink in there. Now, what you want to do is you just want to get a lot of ink on your stamping block, and then you want to take the sprayer, the spritzer. I already have some water in my aqua painters. Well, I did have water in my aqua painters, but then I think I just did some spritzing. Let me find my little, where's my water? Okay, so what I did is I just put some water in my spritzer. You could squeeze some more water in your aqua painter, but I think, to me, it was just easier to do that, just to get like lots of ink. And some splashed on here, which is spritzing. And I hopefully didn't get on my cards. Oh, yeah, a little bit got on my... Yes, I just did that. I just rubbed my card. You can't see it, but I'm rubbing any splashes. I'm going to move these way out of the way, guys, because we can get... I don't want to get those to get ink all over them. So now I'm just going to take my aqua painter, which, again, I could have put water. There is water right in the chamber, too. And I'm just going to paint my box. It's so fun. So the more you paint it, the different kinds of layers you're going to have on it. So you can spritz it. Oh, and it's easier, by the way, if you put some more water on here. Water on there. So let's see. Don't overthink this, because all the colors, it's going to come out like different after it dries. Okay. So don't overthink it and be like, I don't get the right shade. You're not trying to get the right shade. You're trying to go for like the ocean look, right? There's no wrong way. But look at that. You have purples, you have blues. Is that cool or what? I think it's cool. A little bit more water in there. Oh, and I even put some water right on the box itself, which is fine. All right, I think it's time to dip. Dip in there and get some more ink. And you can just see it sort of like oozing together, the water. So you could spray right on here and spread out the ink, or you could spray it right on there. This is great for making little card backgrounds too. Now, I did not title this video watercoloring or anything. This is just like something I'm doing to the box. So this isn't like actually like watercoloring stamped images. There's a technique to that where you have to use stays on black ink so your ink doesn't, so your watercolors don't get all over the place. But this one, I'm just trying to get like a modeled look for the background of a box. That's all I'm trying to do. See, mix the water with it, and it's all kinds of fun stuff happens. I think I'll just go with this and just use the water that's in my bottle and stop dipping, and I'll just sort of smear. We'll just go with the smears like that. Now, this is nice because it's really strong cardboard, and it holds up under the pressure of the water. All right, I'm just going to now fill in any little gaps, even though we're going to put stickers. That part's hiding. Okay, I think I'm good, though. So now what we could do, see, no ink got on the other side, luckily. Just let that dry. And in a little while, we can come back to that. So I'm going to put that off to the side. We'll fold up the box later. So now, let's go ahead and do some stamping. If you're new to my channel, you got to be like, this lady is a crazy, messy crafter. And that is true. So what I want to do is I'm going to just go ahead and cut some of the shapes. I prefer to cut the shapes and then stamp onto the shapes. That's what my preference is. We could do either. So I guess just take this. We're just going to tell you about the die cutting sandwich. Platform 1, base plate. Platform 2, thin die adapter. 1 plate number 3. I'm using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over there. I'll go ahead and tilt the camera. You can see that a little bit. Better, hopefully. See that? It's over there. My machine's over there. And then what I want to do is just take some dies and put them on there. So we're going to put this little piece of basic white. And we're going to just take the metal die that I had out a minute ago. I think that's the one's too big. I don't think that was the one. But you know what? I'll just grab my card and see. Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. That's the one. I did have it on the card. So that's good. We need a shape for that to put the Heartfelt Sympathy. So we'll turn that way. And then what we want to do is we're going to take this piece of gold. This is the gold that you all have in your kit. It's called Distressed Gold. I'm just going to tear a little piece off. Distressed Gold cardstock or Distressed Gold. That's part of our Texture Chic Suite in the annual catalog. All right, I had all the little shells right there for us. And I'm wondering if they fell into the machine. I'm just picking up the machine. They were all there a minute ago. Here we go. I found them. I moved them off to the side. So what we're going to do is take some little shells, and we'll just make some gold little shells, like so. We'll make some of this kind of shell. Like, see, this little, here, we'll do the bigger gold shell. And you see this little pattern of paper? Put a big shell up there. Isn't that a really neat pattern? Can you guys see that in the light? So take that and just take your shells and put them in the same orientation, and they come out pretty cute. So just that way you get little lines in your shells on the shiny side. Now this one's another story. We'll do something else with that one. This one we'll die cut in a moment. I just want to die cut a couple shells at a time. I'm going to go ahead and put another plate number 3. Well, that's actually not the top plate. Another plate number 3 on top when you die cut. So you're going to put another plate number 3. That's your die cutting sandwich. Okay, we're going to put that right like so. And the reason I'm going to run this through a few times is because I have different things to show you. Like we're going to cut a few of these white pieces out because the shells, we're going to have them, some of them, we're going to ink them up and emboss them. Because we're all about tips and tricks in this channel. But check out how cool these are. Fun, right? Shells are fun. So we have lots of shiny shells to use for our cards, for our decor. All right, now let's take this guy out and we're going to run it back through. And this time, see, look at that nice stitch shape. Unfortunately, these dies didn't really come with anything to put your sentiments on, this set of dies. But it did come with lots of cool little 3D shells and such. I'm just using this extra little piece here I have of, that is called the, I'm trying to think of the name, Mother of Pearl specialty paper. Okay, I'm just going to cut a few little shells out of this little wavy paper, like so. And we'll run that back through, and we're still going to do something with this, not to worry. I want to show you what to do with this. You're going to take this one. You're going to open up your petal pink. I know it doesn't look pink. It's kind of faded. We're going to turn it, open up your petal pink, and you're going to take your ink, or take your clam, and dip it into your ink. Okay, you can't see much on there, but there's some petal pink on the die. Lay it on there. Lay it on. Put your plate on top there. Crank it through, and then you have an embossed little shell for your card and for your box. We can do that for the box too. And I even went one step further and sort of watercolored the shells as well for the box. All righty, let's see how these came out. We have a mother of pearl. Pretty cool. We have these little papers. So just use your scraps. Save all your scraps. Okay, we need a few shells because you need 5 for each card. We like odd numbers and they like to have different textures. You need 3 for the box. So we need a few shells. Pretty cool, right? We have a nice embossed little clam. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to actually color it a little bit with some watercolor as well. We have another one of those. And now let's go ahead and just run this all back through. Get some extra crafty goodness. Make one of those that's big. Make some of these that are small. Just try, play around with your textures and your patterns, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to keep this out. We need that again. I'm just looking for some other things that would look really cute with my mother of pearl. I'm thinking this little piece might look really cute too, if the little clam will fit in there. We are doing good. We're gonna put the little, looking for the plate. All right, putting that on top. So each time you run the die cutting machine, always try to put something extra in there. So I keep putting shells in there. They're beautiful. I keep putting this little paper in there. Use it until it's gone. Like this mother of pearl specialty paper. I gotta get the dye out of that. The mother of pearl specialty paper is fantastic. Sometimes things get stuck in the die, but that's what these little dots are for. These little holes, and you can poke out your little pieces. Okay, so we have lots of shells. All right, this one let's see, we need some more gold. Piece of gold one. I can put a couple more little ones over there. And I can go ahead and put that through and do probably both at once. I don't know, might be kind of thick. That mother of pearl paper is pretty thick. I'll be saying hi to you in a moment, so be sure to check in by saying hello, and then I can say hi to you in between our next couple of steps, which are just kind of assembling the card, waiting for this to dry. I'm going to give you some measurements. Lots more little steps planned. Okay, so this is how we get all these little shells. Oh, yes, it worked good. So you can go ahead and cut through 2 layers at once, and they get embossed and everything. So we're good with the embossing. And I have some cut from before, so we have way more than enough shells that we need for this. But we still need a couple of the bigger ones. I got to take off my jacket. It's getting hot in here. I'm going to do some more of the white ones. And then I'm going to do, let's just see what else we have here. Okay, I'm going to use this paper here. This paper is called Pearlescent. And I'm going to try a couple different kinds of paper just to see how these pearls come out. Whew, I was under the light, so it's getting hot. So now what we're going to do, so what I'm trying to do is this, just so you know where I'm going with this. I need a few more clams that have a little bit of pink in them and a little bit of embossing in them. Then what I'm going to do is this one, I just want a white clam for the front. Little piece of hair. So I want to do a couple watercoloring on a couple of these little clams. So what I'm going to do is do a couple more dips. Well, first, we'll just put this one. This one will just be just like it is. We'll just do that one white. Might have a little bit of pink left on it from before. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can cut 2 at once. I'm just going to fold it. If it doesn't cut 2 at once, so be it. We'll try it. Because we're just making one box, but I need a couple pieces of the clam. And then we'll watercolor with the regular paper. Now, we do make watercolor paper as well. That holds the watercolors even better than the regular paper. Oh la la, 2 came out at once. Good to know. So this is called Pearlescent paper. This is available now in our catalog, Pearlescent paper. Not too expensive. I think it's like $5 for 2 12 by 12 sheets. The mother of pearl, unfortunately, was part of the last time it was in this group of items called Waves of the Ocean. And some of you have the Waves of the Ocean paper because it came in your kit. So let's go ahead and use this again. What we're doing is taking this piece and we're just going to dip again. Dip, dip. And go ahead and run that through. And while we're there, because we are such a mess, we are going to go ahead and do an extra one of those in case the stamping doesn't come out. We'll have an extra sentiment one, but let's leave enough room. There's a little bit of what. Let's make it down there so that way we still have enough room if we want to do another one of those. So I like to have a whole bucket of dies, as you can see. So when I die cut, whoops, see that was my magnetic bowl. I'm using a magnetic bowl. But anyway, when I die cut, I like to have everything. I use up the whole piece of basic white and all my scraps. And that way, I have made the most use of the paper. And that's how I do my kits and stuff. I can show you. I actually showed it in my last card class. Like, get something from the Dollar Tree and put all your dies in. Okay, good. We have another piece like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think I have enough little clams and things, but I just wanted to do one more just in case because then I can move the machine out of the way and like have more room to write on the mat and stuff. I just dipped it. You didn't see me, but I dipped it in ink. I'm going to run that through. So what I want to do is I don't care about the bottom of the clam, just the top of the clam. I'm embossing the little ones, and we're going to color them a little bit with Night of Navy and or Petal Pink, and then we're going to use those for the little box. Okay, that one came out perfect. Save these other sides too, because I wanted to tell you about a discovery that you can put the little sentiment in there. All right, out of the way. Now let's go ahead and close. Let's see if I can do. All right, just in case this bothers some of you guys, we're gonna cover it up with the little silicone mat. If somebody's a really neat person, they get bothered by my mess. But I know because my sister's a neat person, and we grew up and we shared, well, I have a few sisters, but a couple of us are a mess and a couple are neat. And we shared, my sister and I, it was neat. We shared a room and that drove her crazy. All right, so let's take, that one's okay as it is, but I might maybe just, I might put a little bit of, no, yeah, that one doesn't really hold the ink. So you can't really color that. You can't color those that easily. So these will just be just as they are. But these ones, this one I think is like perfect the way it is. You want to snip off the bottom and go ahead and run. If you want, you can run this other part back through the embosser. But what I discovered is this little guy, this little, you are a pearl, da, 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 rare and precious, and there's some water in this because I just washed my stamps. Check this out. It fits right inside here. I'm not using it for this project, but I just noticed that it fits. So I didn't think we had any dies to put the sentiments on, but we do. You can put your sentiments inside of your clam. Just so you know that, okay? But we're not using it for that. Just wanted to show you that. So what I'm going to do is take this little guy and snip it off. Save these little pieces for other projects. And I like this one the way it is, but this one I want to color some more. And I thought I had one more. Oh, wait, here. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Here it is. It's over here. And we can color this one some more. So to color them some more, you're just going to spray. You're just going to get some ink, right? Or get your little, this is called a spritzer, by the way. And about once a year, I give you a spritzer in your kit. I change up the tools I give you. So once a year or so, I give you a blending brush. A couple times a year, you get a sponge dauber. Sometimes you get something from my mom. Every month, you get some kind of surprise. So I think I'm going to color this one a little bit darker. Okay. So I'm just coloring it, this little clam. So that way they're not all the same color. But they still got the little texture in there. They got the little dots. So I was trying earlier to keep those little dots from getting too much ink in them, but it came out okay and they got covered up anyway. So that's good. And then the other one I'm going to just cover. You can use your watercolor or your blending brush. So let's see. I think I just dipped right into it. Let's see. Nope, I might have had to add some water. Let's just, if I'm going to add any water, I got to get these things away from here because when you start adding water, it spreads out all over the place. Let's move that one away. I'm just going to, sometimes it's better just to add it to a stamping block. That way you're not getting it all over everything. All right, good, good, good. That's what I'm trying to go for. I just wanted this to be a little bit darker. So, oh, I didn't mean it to be, that's the part we're going to cover up. So you have aqua painters. We'll just cover that part up. And the aqua painters have, and I'm going to wash those later in the sink. There's 3 size brushes. This was the medium size, and that was the large size. And they do get stained, and you can wash them, and then there's a small size. They come in a pack of 3, like so. So water painters, aqua painters, good for coloring. All right, so now what you want to do is check on that box. So see if the box is dry at all. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. So what you want to do is before it dries all the way, see how it's coming out really cool with that ocean effect? Before it dries all the way, because it's still a little bit wet, I'm just going to fold the sides. I'm not going to fold them all the way, but just do that so it's not warping, okay? Helps it because it's already trying to warp. So do something like that. Now we'll put that off to the side. All right, ready for some measurements. And I'm going to say hello. I'm going to write down all the measurements of what we've been doing here. Hello, Terry P. And Deborah from New South Wales, Australia, who loves this suite and is here for all of my videos in this suite. Hello, Sue from New York. Kathy, how you doing? Hello, Betty again. And Deb from Queensland. My team member, Jen, is going to kill me if I don't find one of her pens. Okay, here we go. So the card itself. So this was... I just got to open this up for a second. I had to visualize this. Sorry, I have to look at it to visualize. $5.5 by 8.5, and then you're going to score, right? You score at 4.25. Okay, this is so that's the card. That's the card itself. So card stock. And then the DSP, then you're going to make your layers, and the first layer is 5.25, right? This is 1/4 inch smaller than that, and it's by 4, which is 1/4 inch smaller than that. Then you're going to make 3. I'm a very visual person. I have to do it like this. I have to draw it like this for myself too. 3 little pieces that are 3 3/4 by 1 5/8. Okay? And then that's for the card itself, and then we'll be doing something for the box. So DSP again, and then the inside piece. You need this for the inside too, plus inside of your card, the piece of white. Okay? And then now we want the little pearl thing. We're going to, we'll do that later. We'll just, now we're going to try to stamp Heartfelt Sympathy using Night of Navy. Okay, I hope this is not too wet. Okay, looks pretty good. And we're going to just stamp onto this. My table is not very flat, so we'll see. There's cardboard under there. Pretty good. Came out pretty good. Okay, now we're going to put that off to the side. I just want to do a few of these while I'm here. I know I die cut a few of these pieces. I think I already tapped the ink. If not, it'll be pretty light if I didn't tap the ink. Okay. Pretty good. Came out pretty good. See how juicy my ink is, though. I'm waiting for those to dry so I could do a little bit of pink around the edges. Oops, that got ink all over it. That's why I'm glad I have a few extra ones. I should really wipe off my hands with a baby. I need a baby wipe. All right. Doesn't really matter, though, because it's still, like, nothing's really coming off until later. All right, now we're back to assembling the card. I'm just going to wipe this on my pants. Okay, Nicole. Hello, Nicole. Okay, good. Betty needs to make the suite. I'm just going from the forward now to the end. I'm going backwards. Elaine is here from Utah. And Deborah, and then Nicole's saying it's 37 degrees. Yikes. Anna. Hello, Anna. Eileen. Another Deborah. Deborah L. Sandy. All right. Cross wrap and 3D elements. Okay, reminding you about the technique of cross wrap. Oh yeah, cross wrap. I guess you're calling cross wrap is what I'm doing with the ribbons, Nicole. Is that what cross wrap? Sometimes you just put like twine behind the card too. Hello, Melissa from Texas, and Melody. And Yvonne likes the dandy design. And Nola's here again. And Deb is here. All right. We are going to now take out another piece, take out a scrap of DSP. I don't care which one. I'm thinking this might do it, though. This would be a good one. Save this one for later. We're going to use this for a background. I think this would do it. Or you know, your little, this would do it. Something really cool. I think this would be nice. What we want to do is get a little piece for the box, for the little, sweet little box. So let's go ahead and, I want a little piece with some blue showing. So we're going to go 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm just going to do 3 1/4. Okay, so something like that. And that's going to be layered on your box. And the box is dry enough to go ahead and assemble. So we'll go ahead and do that. So what you want to do is take off this little adhesive strip. I love these boxes that are already made for us. And you all know that I design boxes, and I hope you know. If you don't know and you want to learn how to design your own boxes, I teach that in almost all my ScanNCut courses. And there are coupons right now. I posted them in my newsletter, in my ScanNCut user group, on my website, which is linked in this video, beneath the video, should be. But anyway, there's coupons right now for my courses, and you can learn how to design your own boxes. But I appreciate a good box design where I don't have to do anything, and the adhesive's there, the score lines are made, it's already made of cardstock, and all you have to do is watercolor it and decorate it. I appreciate that. That makes me happy. So I always put this together first, and I make this the front of my box. The reason I make this the front of my box is because it opens like that. So I always call that the front of my box. But you can call that the front of your box, whatever you want to call it. I call that the front of my box because then it opens right up there. So I'm going to put that piece like right on there. Pretty cool. And you can use, well, it depends on if it's wet or not. I mean, mine's pretty dry, so I'm going to use some glue. And if you could also put an extra 1/8 inch layer on it. Okay, keep the glue out because we might need it for our shells. So that Night of Navy, you can see how many colors the Night of Navy took on. A little bit of wash up there, a little bit of white, some kind of looks purple. I mean, I think it just looks cool. Now you're going to start layering up your pieces. So I said this one had a little bit of blue on it, so I'm going to put that one underneath, and then I'll use glue, and then I'll put the blue one on top of this one. So it kind of cover. Actually, the other shell is going to be on top of it, so you can't really see it. Man, out of hardly any of that left. Time to order more of that. I need to go shopping after this. I'm looking for my watercolor blue one. Here it goes. You put that one like that. But before you put that one, so you might want to see how this one goes. So this one is the pearlescent one. So you're going to fold it like so. And it's going to go on top of these other two. You're layering them up. So going to something like that. So that one might go like up like that a little bit. And like so. Okay. So for that one, I'm thinking just rolling adhesive. Because the glue is not sticking very well. I don't have there's not a lot of glue in there. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And then I'm going to put this one like so. And you're going to take one of your cute little flat pearls. Oh, we need a sentiment for that too. You're going to take the bigger flat pearl. These are the pearls that are part of the suite. You all have some of these in your kit. And oops, how did that already get on there? Oh, no, we haven't done that. Here we go. It didn't get on there. It's this one. So put a little pearl in there. And then put that on here. And voila. And then we can put a little sentiment on it. And for the sentiment, I'll show you my bucket of crafty goodness. Should have it it's from the Dollar Tree. I'm just looking for different things I have. So this is the one I was just recently using in my last kit. So I'm going to try. So these are from the Dollar Tree. But this one, I'm not sure if that's the same size, but we'll try it. Actually, let's get out a couple in case I mess up the little pearl sentiment. Here's another one. I just like to have lots of extra shapes for when I'm doing things for my kits. And then here's my other bucket of crafty goodness from the Dollar Tree with extra put shapes in. But my mom, she can't see very well. She came over and knocked it down, so I picked it up, and none of them are in the right containers. But that's all good. No use crying over spilt dies. All right, now we're going to go ahead and stamp the little pearl sentiment with the circles, on the circles. So this one, like I said, I just got done washing that, so it was a little wet. Hopefully it stamps okay. You are a pearl, so rare and precious. Yeah, this Night of Navy is really juicy because I just got done re-inking it. Okay, came out nice though. Are we 2 for 2? Oh, I like that one better because the period got a little, I don't know why they put a period at the end. I know this, like, it's good to be grammatically correct, but on a stamp, seriously, I don't think you need the period there. So I like that one better. And you're going to pop it up on dimensionals. Just then put that onto the little box. And then your box needs a little piece of glittered organdy ribbon or twine. I'm just reaching for some things here. I'm going to move these little guys out of the way. Voila. Okay, and then you can take, let's see. I'm going to save that other dimensional for something else. I'm thinking twine. I'm thinking the Night of Navy twine. So a crafter spends more time looking for the crafts than actually crafting. So that's all. It's all good. When I set up my she shed, I won't spend as much time looking for something, but it's still going to happen. It's just that I'm going to have like little drawers where I can reach for things that are close by. Right now I have to go get everything every time. So I think twine is going to look better. I did use glittered organdy the other time, but I think for this little box you could use the Night of Navy twine. Where did I get that? I got it on clearance. And it was inside a pack called Fan Baker's Twine. I don't know if it's still on clearance, but if it is, you can't go wrong with like 3 packs of twine. I'm just going to go ahead and double knot it. You know why? Because it doesn't need to come off. Because your box doesn't open this way. It opens on the top anyway, so you can actually double knot it and it won't come off. But anyway, the Fan Baker's Twine has, I think, Sweet Sorbet or Poppy Parade. It's like a reddish color, and I've been using it for my cards. And then it has the Evening Evergreen, I believe, and then this is Night of Navy. So the Fan Baker's Twine is a cool little pack on clearance. So that's how you decorate your box, and I'll show you what's in my box in a little while. I put something in the box for Valentine's Day. All right, now back to these, which are now should be dry. Heartfelt Sympathy. We need to ink those up with some petal pink and our blending brush. Okay, for those of you who just got here, those are the measurements in that little section. And then if you want the measurements for the box, I'm going to write it right up there. We'll put it right up here. Box is 3 1/4. I just have all this memorized because I've done it so many times. By 2 1/4. But you'll get like that too. This is a design. It saves you brain power by memorizing card designs. You never ever have to think about a card design when you have all this memorized. If you make the card enough times, then it just makes it easy for you to not have to worry about it. Like you just go, oh, that's a design I'm going to go to. And what I'm doing is I put a little bit of petal pink on the little stamping block, and then I'm going to sponge the edges. See how I had to wait for that to dry though first because, and I'm just getting the first blob off, because if not, I could have smeared it if I touched it because there was a lot of ink on this. But normally my Night of Navy is like really dried out. But in this case, it's not, it's really juicy because I was watercoloring with it. Thank you. I'm glad you like my simple and stunning. Nicole, that's a really good compliment. Simple and stunning little treat box. I mean, it's just, you get them in a pack for 10 for $4 or something. I mean, hello. They already have adhesive on them. And they're white, and you can watercolor them and decorate them whatever theme you want. I mean, you could give them to a whole school. They're like 40 cents each. I mean, hello. I always make things for a classroom, but I mean, really, a whole nursing home, a whole church, right? Give away things. I mean, that's what crafting's all about. And when you have things on clearance like that, You can make these boxes really easily. You don't have to watercolor them all. Just slap the little piece of paper on them all. Or actually use your blending brush to color them all. That would work too. All right, so we've done our little inking. And now we're going to find those cards again after making a little bit of room here. Not room, but making sure that there's no like stuff I'm going to get. My cards aren't going to get stained with anything. We're going to take these little things and sort of flip them over. Okay, at these little silicone mats. So now what I want to do is you want to take your dimensionals and you're going to put 2 on each one. 1, 2, and 1. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking there. Come on, back. So happy how these came out. I almost want to sing. They all come out centered, all my little steps. Now we're going to find the cards that I safely put over here. This is what we're making, by the way. That's the one we're making. We're going to find the ones we safely put aside and just start building them up with these little sentiments first. Okay. You're just going to center that little guy. See how he centers like a little bit. The panels help you center it. I'll show you the things we made in part 1 and part 2 as well. This is part 3 of the series. We've already made, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards and a couple of 3D projects already, just in this series. I'm looking for the other one. Here it is. Come on. I'm stuck on you. When you have to get these unstuck, you see how slow you have to go. If you don't go slow, you rip the cardstock. Happens to me all the time. Oops, put the sympathy. Now, I think that's a gorgeous sympathy card just like on its own. And it's going to make someone feel very special. Just like this. I mean, you could make a sympathy card just like this. And of course, it's about your message, right? Put your message inside. But I mean, how much nicer would it be when you start layering up your little pieces? We'll do one like this guy and one with this guy. So let's take our rolling adhesive and just start layering up. This one being the bottom. We'll just do both at once. We'll put this one on that side. See? Over here. And we'll put this one on this side. Nothing matters except that you want to have sort of an odd number. That would be like my only design consideration for these two. Okay, now let's start taking our other little pieces we have and see how they're going to go. Now you think about contrast. So you wouldn't want to put that one on top of that one because there's no contrast. So this one could go on top of that one. There's contrast. There's different colors. However, let's put something like that on top of that one because of the contrasting colors. Then let's take our gold and our other shells like these and our gold ones and see how we can do it. So maybe 2 big ones. And there. Something like, no, that's too many big ones. Put that one. We'll need a small one. See, I have so many to choose from because we have put little things in our bucket of crafty goodness. So we have lots of options. There we go. There's 5 little shells. So you don't want to put them all flat. You want to put a couple up. So you're going to pop a couple up with dimensionals and a couple that are flat. And you have different textures. So you're building a scene, and your scene's going to be different every time. Right? So this one can be down, and then this one can be up, meaning popped up. And then tilt them different directions. This one can be popped up. And then this one can be right on top of that one because it has contrast. So now we have 5. You could go for 7. You could do 3. Just have some kind of odd number. Then what I did is I'm just going to tilt that a little. I took these little pearls, and I put 3 pearls there. Thank you, Sue. Sue's saying lovely. So you put a few little pearls. You know what I'm going to do is save these bigger. I put a bigger pearl on this one, as you can see, but I'm going to save. That's because I had a little spot there. And honestly, sometimes that's why I put my dimensionals or my certain things in a certain spot because of the spots. But in this case, I'm no spots I'm trying to cover up. So I can put those wherever I want. And so I put 3 pearls. I'm going to save these bigger ones for the insides of these little clams, right? For these kind of projects. I want to save the bigger ones. So I'm just going to use the 3 small ones. Now you all were given, all of you that purchased my kit, were given this really cool pack of Pebbles enamel shapes. I'm not sure if they're still on clearance, but I went on to clearance and I bought you all a pack and I put them in the last kit. something for fun. Everybody got a pack of these little pebble enamel shapes. So I think it would be just fun to just put some down there like you make your little ocean scene. And so now we have a few pebbles and a few pearls, and you have something that's going to make someone feel very special in the hard time, whether they lost a pet or a furry friend or a human. And let's go ahead and decorate. Oops, I just had it laid out. So you saw how I was laying that out. We had a few of these, and I thought I had a gold one. Let's find, oh, they're already popping. I want different size shells. So this one is not going to contrast enough, even on that side. So this one's going. He's getting kicked out. This one might contrast on top of that, right? This one's good. We can do another big one. We need one more small one, maybe like that. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to contrast. So that one can be down. This one can be up. We'll put this one down. So you put a couple down, a couple up. You're using different textures of paper, different patterns. So down, up, tilting in different directions. Let's see, I think I might do, I'm seeing what all these are over here. Nope. I'm looking for one of those other, here, I like this one. I'm looking for one of these guys. I think I'm gonna put this guy there because it'll stick out because it's shiny. So I was like, okay, maybe. And I probably could have got away with mini dimensionals instead of big dimensionals on these, but I just happen to have like the big dimensionals. We do sell mini dimensionals, which I should have had close by. Now let's do, we got that. Now we need our 3 pearls. I always do things in odd numbers. 1, 2, 3. These are some extra little crafty goodness. And then we need our 3 little, you can do 3 or 4 of these. The darker one can go over there. The brown one for contrast on top of here. And then we need one of this color. There. And now we will get out what we did in the other videos. Thank you, Diane. So thank you, Sue and Nicole. Thank you. Simple and stunning cards. I'm glad you like these. And Terry likes the box, and Betty likes the cards. Deborah likes my ScanNCut courses. She Shed is kind of stalled right now because, Terry, you saw, like, she's asking about the She Shed. What happened is my brother and husband were working tirelessly over a break. We had a break, right, for Christmas. And so it was the break. Then, like, back to work, back to school, back home. So now it's like it's only weekend work, and it's very hard because like, we did IKEA one weekend. It's just hard to make as much progress. So I'm hoping, like spring break, we might make more progress. And I'm actually hoping February because I'm gonna have a shipment coming, and I need to have it like a place to put the stuff in the shipment. It doesn't have to be ready. So it would be a place in the shipment. Anyway, let me first, before I show you, I have all this stuff here. What I want to do is show you what's in here before I show you the other projects. So thank you for watching. It went a little over, but we got 3 cards. Well, we had 1 card. We now made 2 cards, a little box, and I'm going to show you what we made in parts 1 and 2. So this is what'll fit in there. Valentine candy. Of course, I probably would get something to match a little better, but I just want to give you an idea of what will fit in there. And I think I'm going to try my gift card here that's in the double fold pouch. This is the double fold pouch. I'm going to see if that'll fit in here, a gift card. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, a gift card fits in there perfectly. Okay, so let's see what we made in part 2. This was part 3. And in part 2, I showed these double fold treat pouches. Here's the double fold treat pouch. And the pearl. And you're going to see these, like, I think every single time you're going to see these. So you could put a gift card. Oh, there it goes. You could put a gift card, chocolate, a Ghirardelli square, and you put things on both sides. So they're just simply fun to make these double fold. And then we also made, in part 2, these little bird cards, the thank you cards. And for this one, we stamped right onto the paper with the little seabirds, and we used the blender pen. We did some petal pink and Coastal Cabana, and some petal pink, and we made some bird cards. And we put some shells around. We stamped some, we die cut some, and this was the Stylish Shapes dies. And we did the little water, and we did the sand, and we have this cool layering going on. and we put some pebbles in the sand. So lots going on there. That's crumb cake cardstock. Today was petal pink. So we've used a few colors in your kit already. And then part 1, we did these fun cards. For these fun cards, we just did a ripping technique. This one, there's actually a die for this one. We cut the die. We used this. That's how these layers are exactly symmetrical, because there's a die. But for the first one, before we used the die in part 1, I just showed you how to just rip the paper and just create your own sand. So we used this Texture Chic, the Distress Gold cardstock, and we put that on the sand and some little pebbles and there's a crab from the Designer Series paper. Instead of we did wrap the Balmy Blue all around the back, but then this little piece of glittered organdy ribbon was just cut and put it right on the front. So this one, we wrapped it around the back as well. You see how I like using, you know how I like using that glittered organdy ribbon. You have a yard of each, so you should have enough of this ribbon for all your cards. I don't know if you're making 2 at a time, but that's what we made in part 1. So lots of progress so far. I still plan on doing something with that window or the door, sort of making like a scene to go outside. That's one of the things I have planned. It's in my head right now, but I haven't created the sample of it. So thank you, Nicole. She's saying, I enjoyed watching this series at the Seaside Suite. We're still going to go on and do more with the series. Make sure to get on my mailing list. Thank you, Barbara Smith. Oh, pearls are your birthstone, Deborah's saying. Be sure to get on my mailing list. And thank you, Cheryl McCohen, because I will be announcing the Easter Bunny card kit soon. And if you're in the U.S., you'll be able to get one of those kits. And in February, we will be doing Easter Bunny projects all month long. This series will probably end early February. That's when I'll mail out the other kits. And that's when we'll be continuing, then we'll finish this series. We might overlap a little and start a new series. All right, one more time as I end, because I know people come into videos at all different times. We are working on the Seaside bundle. This is the Seaside bundle. It's part of the Buy the Bay Suite from the mini catalog. That's the whole month of January. We're working on this series. We'll probably have 5 parts in the series. This is part 3. So we do one video a week. And I don't do them on any certain day because I'm just not one of those people that do things on certain days. I do it when the muse strikes. And when I get my creative inspiration. And plus, I was making my swaps. But anyway, Easter Bunny bundle. This is what next month's going to be on. It's $34. So if you don't have this yet, you can get yourself the Easter Bunny punch. I know they'll probably run out of that punch. I'm thinking, because it's going to be so popular. It punches out this bunny, but then we can use our ScanNCut to cut out other bunnies if you want extra ones. And I'll give you different shapes that I'll die cut for you. Just for example, not this one, but I'll give you like a big circle that you'll be able to put, or maybe this one. Maybe that'll fit. I'm going to give you a few circles to put your sentiments on. And the bunnies will be able to stamp right onto the cardstock. So you're going to have lots of options for decorating, and we'll be doing lots of 3D treats. Little 3D things for that month. And then for the month after that, we're going to be doing Playing in the Rain. I'm playing in the rain. So if you want to just plan ahead and you want to go shopping during Celebration. So in March, we're doing Playing in the Rain, but Celebration will be over. So if you want to get free stuff, you get this now. Get the things you're going to need for March now. This Playing in the Rain, Rain or Shine Suite, Playing in the Rain bundle. You get those things now, and then you're going to have them in March when there's no longer getting free, no longer can get free things in Celebration, because this will be over, but you'll have purchased things while the sale's going on. All right. Yeah, Celebration's awesome, Sue. And I'll be talking more about joining during Celebration. It's a great time to join my team, of which a lot of you are part. Well, that's all. Now I'm really saying goodbye for the very last time tonight. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.